All right. So, it's a little bit after 6. It's Tuesday, so we're going to work on Gothic Horror campaign. Just got done taking a look at Fizban's Treasury of Dragons. A very cool book. But now we're going to switch gears, and we're going to work on our Gothic Horror setting. So, in this journey, we went from literally nothing. We've been working on it for 30 weeks. 30 weeks we've been working on this homebrew setting. We went from literally nothing to a mostly functional world. We did get a little distracted with the Bloodlines project, wherein rather than defining a bunch of mechanics for the races of our world, we looked at building a system that would allow people to make whatever kind of character they wanted that would fit in this world. So we had a lot of fun, I thought, working on that Bloodline system. And I would love to keep working on that Bloodline system on stream, but it's kind of a lot of the same, like balancing abilities, figuring out if this ability works or not. So I have kind of backburnered that for a little bit so that we could focus more on fleshing out and building the world again. Now, my life is super duper busy right now. I'm actually in the process of buying a house and getting ready to move. We've also got Extra Life coming up in like 10 days, so a lot of prep has been going into that. And I'm still running 3 weekly games and being a player in a 4th game. And I played in a mini-series that Dom was running to help raise some money for Extra Life as well. Just been really, really, really busy. Plus, I have a day job, and a dad, and a husband, and there's a million other things. So, I did want to run a one-shot set in this campaign setting. I wanted to run a Ghostbusters game, actually, where you were a bunch of artificers that used arcane technology to hunt ghosts. It was literally going to be the Ghostbusters. So the ad copy I wrote for it was, when there's something strange in the nation of Vone, who are you going to call? Outside the small coastal city of Burnsley, the ruins of an ancient manor endure. Long shrouded in mystery and dark rumors, the house, called the Whispering Chateau by the locals, has earned a reputation as a place to avoid at all costs. Sadly, local children, emblazoned by the confidence of youth, have gone missing exploring the house. Citizens fear the worst and ask only for the remains of the children to be returned so they can be put to rest. Though, if you can find them alive, the reward will be tripled. And so basically the idea was using Heroic Maps' new modular haunted house tile set. I was going to build, or procedurally build, a haunted house that the players would have to explore, and they'd have to track down the ghosts, and there were going to be different ghosts that did different things, and it was going to be a whole thing. But I just don't have time to run that on top of everything else that needs to be done to get ready for Extra Life, and also move. It's just too much. So that being said, I figure Burnsley is a good enough place to start fleshing out the world a little bit. We have fleshed out another location in Vone before. It was Silverfall. And Silverfall definitely has some really cool stuff going on with it, as far as backstory and economy and all that kind of stuff. But I kind of wanted to jump back into designing towns, because I feel like we do a lot of designing at the macro level, right? Like zoomed all the way out. But sometimes you can learn a lot about the world just by zooming in, right? So I do want to focus on the town of Burnsley today, and I want to see what we could do with that. So let me open up the Silverfall document, because I think I moved Silverfall to its own file. Yeah, there we go. And so what we did for Silverfall is we used the fantastic supplement from Nord Games, Spectacular Settlements, and we use that to sort of procedurally generate this town. I'd like to do the same thing today for Burnsley. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to do a new document, and we're going to do Burnsley. All right. And this will be our second practice. Oh, no, not at. There we go. Our second practice build starter town. And let me go and grab spectacular settlements so that we can use that to guide us on our journey. All right, let's see. Open it up. Go into our Nord Games folder and grab spectacular settlements. I do love this book quite a bit. Spectacular Settlements is fantastic. If you are interested, I think the Nightbot throws up a link to Nord Games like every, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. So definitely go and check it out if you enjoy the book that we're about to use, because it is a blast. Also, if you have dice handy and you would like to roll some dice, I will gladly take numbers shouted out in chat and use them as we build the town of Burnsley. So my takeaway for Burnsley is I like the name Burnsley. I like the fact that it's located near a swamp. So I'm going to add some stuff that we know about Burnsley already. So it is coastal on the Great Lake. It is next to swampland. And I kind of want there to be like a history of witchcraft. I think that'd be pretty cool. I'm kind of on a witches bender right now. I love witches, and the new witch class from Vault of Spire Secrets, I can't stop thinking about it. I want to play one so badly. They're so good and so thematic and so fun. And it's also Halloween time, so yeah, I definitely want there to be some history of witchcraft there as well. Those are the things that we know about it. It's next to a swamp, it's next to a lake, and there's a history of witchcraft. It's also located in the nation of Vone. And to refresh, Vone is a neutral territory sought after by the Four Dread Lords. In practice, the borders to Vone are ever shifting and taking on or losing the traits of the neighboring realms. The heart of Vone is its massive lake, the Chelsmar Depths. The lake is fed by rivers from each of the four realms, and it is said to possess power and secrets both above and below its waters. Vone is the most independent and well-defined on and near the Chelsmar Depths. What each Dreadlord refuses to acknowledge is that as long as, there we go, thank you, computer, any rival lords still live and influence the land, Vone can never truly be claimed. It represents everything that could be, the promise of dominion and the taste of expansionism, but all those feelings are fleeting, for Vone is a land eternally contested, much like the souls of its denizens. Which, I'm going to pat myself on the back there, because that's some pretty good writing. All right, sometimes the English hard, but sometimes it come out okay. So these are the major traits of Vone: rich soil for agriculture, waterways for trade, mostly neutral politically, allows for diplomacy, free travel and trade, melting pot of all races and cultures. The more traditional JRPG Euro fantasy setting with Gothic horror tossed in. See also Netflix Castlevania. Towards the borders, mix and blend this BB vanilla fantasy culture with the flavors of the neighboring realms. Okay, so let's check out the neighboring realms. This is located not all the way at the edge. Briarfen, for example, is a much more swampy and probably much more witchy area, honestly, than Burnsley. And that is up against Testfall there. So there would probably be more of a steampunk influence, more of a technology and arcano technology sort of influence. And then to the south, you do have Lena Tustani, so there could be a bit of an influence from these desert-dwelling vampires who seek out knowledge and use knowledge to control and manipulate others. So those are the two closest realms. I would say that Folka and the Nibel territories are far enough away from Burnsley that they wouldn't have too much of an influence on them. So we're looking at a place that may have some kind of steampunk elements and may also be influenced by these knowledge-obsessed, owl-adjacent vampires. So that could be pretty interesting. All right, let's bust out the old guide here. And I'm going to say that Burnsley is pretty big. According to our map, it is not a full-on, like, big city, but it is a very large town. So we'll go ahead and qualify it as a town according to this guide. So let's see. Trading post, villages, towns, and cities. So we're going to go with town. Awesome. All right. Can I see if I'm zoomed in that close? Maybe if I go like that? Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so we know that it is a town. Fantastic. And let's just kind of go from there. Okay. Overview. Towns truly merge the singular aspects of villages and trading posts, blah, blah, blah. Towns are adaptable. Unlike cities that are more set in their ways. Basic information, community, points of interest, and extra intrigue. All right, so we're jumping into basic information about Vone. We want to know how old it is, what condition it is, and what size it's in. So we're going to need a D8, a D6, a D8, and a D10. So if anybody is out there that wants to roll dice, you can. Otherwise, I will roll dice here. Whatever numbers I glance over and see in chat, I will check them out. You got a D8, you got a 1. Okay? So the origin is accidental. All right. So the town was never meant to be anything more than a camp or minor settlement at most. Fate saw to it that things happened differently. Outsiders found the place. Some stayed, some left, and told others. Over time, more and more came, and more stayed, and the place grew. Ooh, that's nice and spooky. All right, something pulled people. Yeah. All right, let's see. For the D6, we got a 4. The priority here is economics. They prioritize their market, ensuring a large area, wide streets, more shops, and lodging. This will give us a +2 to our market square roll, and when checking commercial locations, we are considered one size larger. Oh, wow. Okay. So, that's cool. I think I'm just going to cheat this time and just keep copy-pasting like so. There we go. Alright. Then I just gonna have all the results in one place. Alright, so we got a D10. I don't know if... Oh, there's the D10 for age. So we need one more D8. But let's go ahead and do age. We got a 6. It is a mature town. The town has been around for decades. May have developed some sort of reputation. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, this is much easier than typing. Oh my god, why didn't I do this the last time? Let's see, a D8, we got a 2. Specialization is farming and gathering of resources. The town is known for the resources it produces. Base this on what kind of environment and climate the town is in. If farming wouldn't work, perhaps they mine or harvest lumber instead. So what we're going to say is that since they probably don't have a lot of farmland, based on what we're looking at on the map, let's minimize this real quick. And let's see. You can see that there is sparse woodlands around, and there is the coastline. These sparse woodlands might indicate that they did do some lumber work, and it is starting to decline after so many years. So maybe they do lumber and fishing. I think that'd be pretty cool. So we'll do lumber and fishing. Maybe even fisheries. That could be kind of cool. Alright, lumber and fishing. Great. Alright. And let's see. How big is it? We need a D20, another D20, and a D10. Alright. Let's see. So the first D20 is going to be for the town's size. The second is going to be for its condition. And then that D10 is going to tell us more about the environment. Now, we kind of already know the environment, so we may just save that D10 for later, but we'll take a look at what we got and see if it influences it somehow. Alright, so we got an 8 for size. It is a medium town. up to 1,000 standing structures, able to sort around 4,000 people. That's a pretty decent sized town. No bonus to population rolls. All right. Then we've got condition coming in at a 15. It is robust. Buildings in the town appear solid. Beams protruding from the structured walls look to be sturdy and hard-wearing. While possibly lacking in true refinement, the town bears a strength and sense of reliability. Roads are maintained, though not obsessed over, and are largely free of refuse and filth. The smells are those of smoke and sawdust, leather, and sweat. I like that. Okay. And that is a +3 to population wealth. This is shaping up to be a very successful town. All right. Let's see. We know that the environment here is coastal, and that there's a little bit of swamp nearby, so we don't need to worry about environment. Prosperity. So we are looking for another D20, a D6, and a D4. Let's see. And then another D4, another D20, and that's where we'll stop. So, yeah. So we need 2 D4s and I don't know, like 4 D20s. Sound good? All right, let's see what we got. Oh, and we got that D6. Thank you. So they have an ample market square. But I believe we got a bonus to market square from economic. So we actually have a spacious market square. Very cool. Because you rolled a 4, but we add 2 to it. So, good market. All right, what else we got here? Ooh, lots of rolls are showing up. We got a 15 for prosperity. The town is successful. It is functional and generates a good amount of coin. Let me see if there were any bonuses to prosperity. Farms and resources, population density, population overflow, population wealth. Nope. Okay. So this town is just successful, which is pretty impressive in a Gothic horror setting. This, of course, is the most vanilla result. It's not going to impact anything else. All right. Then we've got a D4 for 4, vendor stall acquisition. Every day, the spaces in the market are auctioned off. Oh, that's incredibly competitive. Okay, so we'll go ahead and throw that in there. And let's see. This is prosperity. There we go, so I don't lose track. Let me pad this document out real quick. There we go. And then we've got Merchant Overflow. What happens when a vendor cannot get into this huge marketplace? We got a 1. Oh, wow. You are not allowed to set up stalls outside of town. Authorities will enforce this. And that actually impacts our law enforcement, which is interesting. All right. And then we go on to Fortifications. Only got a 7. So this town is surrounded by a light wall of wood or stacked stone. The fortification pose only a minor inconvenience to outside forces, but they easily keep out wild animals. Okay. That's going to be interesting. All right. So I guess their success has maybe made them overconfident, or they want to appear inviting because they feel like that's better for trade. That kind of makes sense. All right. So then we get to community. All right. Let's see. Community. Bloop. And what we're going to need for community is a bunch of D20 rolls. Yeah, a bunch of D20 rolls. So many D20. Just start rolling D20s. Good. We got to need a lot of D20s. All right. So we'll do community, which we've done. Population density. All right, so let's see. I think we had a bonus to population density. Oh, other cities help defend them because they're so important to the economy. Ooh, that's a good idea. All right. Let's see. A 13 is populous. Let's see if there's any additional bonus to population density. Population wealth, population overflow, population density. Nope. Okay. So we're coming in at a populous result. A moderate amount of people live here. Walking through the streets, you will see plenty of people, but never so many that it would feel cramped. And this has no modifier to anything else, so that keeps our job relatively simple. All right, next up we got population overflow. There are times when the demand for space within the town exceeds its capacity. This leads to population overflow. So what happens to the extra people? According to this result of 2, a tenth of the town's population lives outside the town. Okay. Pop overflow. There we go. All right. I like that town overflow aspect because it kind of creates like some suburbs or whatever. Who lives outside of town? Okay. Obviously, foresters would live outside of town. And, foresters, and then anyone working for local lumber camps. And now they have said that it's illegal to do business outside of town, so that's going to be interesting. I'm kind of interested to see how that plays out. All right. We got to keep these D20 rolls coming because we got a lot more D20s we got to roll. Let's see. Farms and resources. That brings us to farms and resources. Go ahead and grab that. Paste that there. All right. Now, as the mechanical combination of a village and a trading post, a town often has resources or work that it specializes in. They may have farms. So, the town size. All right. Going back up to town size. Let's see. How big was this town? Medium. So we're going to get 2 rolls for this. But we get an extra roll because they are known for their farming. So we're going to do 3 rolls. 3 rolls. And, oh, we re-roll if the number is 1 to 8. Oh, wow. Okay. So we need a shitload of D20 rolls, y'all. Oh my god, 2 20s and a 19 to 17. Oh, man. Okay. So, let's see what happens. First roll is 17. 17 means resource harvesting, depending on the landscape or available trees, mineral, or stone. Okay. So we're going to do that down here. And then we got a roll of 19 and a roll of 20. Literally, their whole thing is 3 types of resource harvesting. Because we got 17, a 19, and a 20. Wow. Okay, so this place is very wealthy and very successful. So we've got to figure out what it is that they're getting that is so useful. Based on their proximity... Oops. Based on their proximity to the Chelsmar Depths, and the fact that people started this town by accident. I feel like there's something very, very valuable beneath the town. Or lining the coast. Ooh. What if there's like a pearl diving situation? Like, what if there's... Oh! Ho-ho! What about this? What if they are salvaging ruins? Yes, I'm still getting used to this new keyboard. Bear with me. Salvaging ruins off the coastline. Oh, that's dope. Okay. So they're like spooky ruins off the coastline. And then also lumber. And then... related to the ruins, fish in this region grow rapidly and to incredible size and taste. All right. So basically the fish from Burnsley, as well as ancient artifacts salvaged from the ruins and lumber are going to be like the main things of interest in this area. Ooh, oil in the hills is also pretty good. Ooh, oil would be good too. I'm going to put that as a fourth option. Because they could be trading with their neighbors nearby. Or oil could just be off the coastline. Alright. So, a lot of things to think about. I do like the idea of remarkable fish. I think that might be kind of fun. Especially if it's related to the ruins themselves. So that could be pretty neat. Alright, let's bring up this here book. Let's see what next we need to roll for. Alright. Visitor traffic. Now, it's going to be really weird if the visitor traffic does not match up with how prosperous this town is. So let's see. Our next roll is only a 6, which means groups. There are generally a fair amount of visitors. May slightly increase congestion. So this is not a tourist destination by any means. So people are not coming here to sightsee or to visit. The town is successful, but that more than likely means heavily into exporting. Not a huge draw for visitors or outsiders. Maybe fish smell. Too bad. Lex, I just thought of something. We could combine the oil idea that you had with the fish. Processed into rare and potent oils used in alchemy. Oh, there we go. That's a great reason for this town to be doing so well financially. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Very, very cool. And it explains why people wouldn't want to go to the town, because it probably smells terrible. If they're processing lumber and fish, it's going to be disgusting. All right. Let's see. So that's going to increase night activities, which is our next section. Here we go. All right. Oh, that is really far. There we go. So with night activities, the fish oil industry is booming. Absolutely. We got a natty 20 from Iron VB. All right. Night activities, we already had a +1 to, so it is lively. There's little difference between day and night traffic. There are always people on the streets, and it may seem like no one ever sleeps. Most shops and services remain open constantly. If the town is a gate, it remains open and is only closed under the most dire circumstances. Well, we already know that they don't value protecting themselves at all. So why do they have night activity? Maybe the best fishing happens at night. Ah, that leaves the processing of the fish and the lumber industry for daytime, which splits the population's activities almost evenly between diurnal and nocturnal. Awesome. Okay. Doesn't the fish industry start really early in the morning? So yeah, it makes sense. Exactly. All right, so then we've got demographics. Okay. Now, demographics should be pretty interesting. We're going to base it culturally, less on species and more on culture, because this is Vone, but let's see what happens. Let's see, our next dice roll in chat is a 12. So, normal distribution. So, there's going to be a primary race, which will be humans or human-adjacent creatures. And then 25 will be a secondary race. 15% will be a tertiary race, and 10% other. Okay. So we'll go ahead and put that in there. So we're going to say 50% is going to be humans, 25% unsure, 15% also unsure, and 10%. It's a little tricky because since we kind of pulled away from the race aspect a little bit, it kind of makes things a little bit trickier about who, what, when, where, why. Looking at the map again, the closeness that they have to these other realms of Lena Tustani and Testfall, I feel like Testfall influence would come in second, and probably Lena Tustani would come in there. And then finally, I would probably say Folka not as present here. More than likely, the Nibel territories would be sending people down to kind of evangelize and all that. It could be an even between the two. I'm going to roll for it. We're going to roll for it. So odd, it'll be Folka. Even, it'll be Nibel territories. All right, it is a 9, so that's odd. So it'll be Folka. So these people actually don't have time for the Nibel territories. They're too busy making money down here in Burnsley. All right, that works out just fine. Let's bust open our book again, see what else we got. All right, Disposition. So this is the general attitude of the town. So let's see what they've got. According to chat, we have a 13, and then we'll be out of dice rolls. All right, so a 13, they are neutral. They are standoffish or perhaps hard on the outside, but can be friendly if you get to know them. Yeah, that seems good. That's a pretty good Gothic Horror, traditional European fantasy attitude to have. All right, and now we're heading over to Leadership, where we need a D-Hundy, and then we're going to need a bunch of D20 rolls. At least 3 more D20 rolls and a D-Hundy. All right, let's see what we get. The D-Hundy is going to determine Leadership, so let me add that in here. And also Law Enforcement. Oh, all right, let's see. D-Hundy, we got a 43. A non-elected leader is in power by virtue of their bloodline. Well, that's always problematic. All right. And good for the plot. So we'll add that in. All right, how are we handling law enforcement? Oh, no! Oh, okay, I thought that Nat 1 was for law enforcement. I was like, this place is going to be crazy with crime. But you got a 15. So 15, they have a town watch. Now let me make sure that we had no boost to law enforcement. I think I remember seeing a boost to law enforcement. Disposition. Oh, Disposition had a +1. So that would have taken our 13. Let's see. Yeah, it made it a 14. That wouldn't have mattered. Okay. Let's see. Law enforcement gets a +1. Okay, so our law enforcement's actually a 16. It would still be a town watch. Okay. So the watch is run by an appointed captain. Awesome. That's a good NPC. With 1 lieutenant and enough guards to adequately guard key points in the town with token patrols. Alright. So let's scroll down, 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 down. So basically exactly what you expect from a D&D town. Exactly what you expect. Alright, now we go to population wealth. And I think there was bonuses for population wealth. And then we got crime. Alright, population wealth. How wealthy are most folks in this town? Let's scroll back through and see if there was any mention of that. Apologies for anyone who's trying to follow with their eyes. It's probably very painful. Population wealth is a +3 because of how robust the population is. So whatever roll we had is going to get a +3. Oh no. Population wealth, we got a nat 1. That's what our nat 1 was for? Oh no. Okay. That sucks. That means that with the +3, they are impoverished. Half the town struggles to carve out even a meager existence. So the town's really wealthy, and the houses are all in good shape, but yet the people themselves are very poor. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Alright, let's keep scrolling. Oh my god. My mouse is having a seizure. Alright. Here we go. Population wealth. Okay, let's talk it out. If the town is impoverished, but it's also very successful, that's definitely a, I guess, modern day America situation, right? Yeah. So we've got like the 1%ers. Ruling class. All the nice structures you see are group homes or communal properties. So the people are poor, but they band together to have like a safer place to live and a better quality of life. Okay. I kind of like where that's going. So people are going to come in, they're going to see this very successful town, but then they're going to find out that the people themselves are relatively poor, and that, yeah, that's good. That's motivation for adventure. All right, that means there's going to be more crime. There's going to be more crime. So let's see what our next D20 roll is. Oh no, an 18 for crime. Oh wow. So 18 minus 2 brings it down to a 16. That means crime doesn't occur here often, but when it does, it is a noteworthy occurrence. Okay. I kind of thought we'd have a lot of crime given how poor everybody was, but I guess not. All right. That brings us to... I love how this book is like, yeah, go to Urban Encounters to find out more. It's on page 442. This is such a beefy source book. It's crazy. All right. Then we go to points of interest, which is the next section. All right. Post that in. Blam. So in points of interest, we're going to have non-commercial locations and non-commercial location types. All right. Let me see if I can recollect what we're supposed to do here. This is a town, and for size, we got medium. So I'm going to scroll back up to confirm all that. There we go. And let's see. All right. Accidental, medium, but it's also robust, which I think we're supposed to treat it as one size larger for something. Oh, commercial locations, we're going to treat it as one size larger. But non-commercial, we're going to treat it as medium. So we need to roll 3d4s to get started, and then a bunch more d4s after that. So a bunch of d4s if anybody is out there rolling dice. All right, so we have 3 non-commercial locations of interest. All right, the first one is a place of gathering. The second one is a place of gathering. And the third one is a place of worship. Alrighty. So, let's see. Okay, now we need 3 more d4s so that we can figure out what these places are. And I also have some D4s here, including this flat top D4 I really like. Ooh, okay, so we got a 1. Amphitheater. Okay. Outdoor space with a stage and a tiered seating. That's an interesting flex. All right, and then we have a dance hall. Also a weird thing. And then a place of worship. We got a 4 for place of worship. And that... Oh, no. I guess for place of worship, we actually have to roll a d20 because it's a bit more complicated. All right, give me a d20, please. And we'll save that d4 for something else. The next d4 that we use will be a 4. I'll write that down. All right, place of worship. We have secret, altar, oratory, sanctuary, temple, and great temple. I am curious to see what the dice roll comes out as. A 7. It is an oratory, a modest building with seating for attendees appointed with various items or images relating to that which the faith venerates. All right. We won't pick a religion yet, even though we have 9 religions designed for this world, until we know more about it. But it is interesting that the points of interest are really all places where citizens would gather. An amphitheater, a dance hall, and an oratory are all places where the community would kind of come together for stuff. So that's pretty interesting to me. All right, now we need a d20 to find out how religious these people are, and a d10 to find out what sort of religion they have, evil, neutral, or good. So let's see. We'll need a d20 and a d10 to know for sure. Yeah, I could especially see the poor people kind of coming together because they are poor in resources, but like rich in community. Let's see. They are not especially religious, though. To those outside of the following, it is not clear that the group exists. Okay. So maybe their religion is a bit scandalous. Let's see what... I guess it is because they evil. There we go. So these people have a really great sense of community, but they're real quiet about their religious practices, and they're also super evil. So I guess Midsummer? We feel getting some Midsummer vibes here. Like, welcome to our humble fishing town. We're going to drown you so that the lake continues to produce these amazing fish. Oh, I'm into that. Okay. So definitely makings of an evil cult. All right. So now it's time for commercial locations. All right. So for commercial locations, we treat this as one size larger than it really is. So there's 10 commercial locations. It is worth noting that we only have about 15 minutes left in the stream. So hopefully we can knock out these 10 commercial locales before we run out of time. All right. So in order to figure out what we have to roll 10 D6s to figure out if they are shops or services. So just go bananas and roll out them numbers. I guess we could also just do odds or evens as well. I'm going to go ahead and post up... I guess we'll do a numbered list. That'd be the easiest way to do it. Or I could divide it... Yeah, we'll divide it into shops. There we go. And then we'll divide it into services. There we go. All right. So I'd almost say we should do an even split because statistics, but you know, we'll see how it goes. Looks like we've got a shop. And we got another shop. And Keep pumping them out. We got a service down here. Okay. And we got another service. We got another service. Up here we got a shop. So far, even both ways. We got another service. We got another shop. Yeah, I mean, all right, 2 more and we're done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, there's 9. And we just need 1 more. And look at that. It is an even split because statistics. All right. So we have an even split here between the 2. Let's dive deeper into it. Yeah, it says right here, half and half. While we enjoy the creative, interesting scenarios, you could just do half and half, guys, because that's how it works. They actually just have that written in the book. All right. Shops. Shops are establishments whose primary purpose is to sell you some shit. We're going to need 5 D100 rolls. Actually, I guess at the end of the day, we're going to need 10 D100 rolls. So start chucking out them D100s. And we will start filling up this town with cool locations and shops. And services. What I really loved about this for Silverfall is we kept getting stables over and over and over again, and we couldn't figure out why this town, located up in the mountains, would have so many stables. And that's when we came upon the idea that the town was actually being run by Fae, and they were turning the townsfolk into horses. And that's why the horses were so intelligent, is because they used to be people. Alrighty. Looks like we got some D100s getting rolled there. So I really need to see if there's like a mod. I'm sure there is for Twitch where you guys in chat could just roll dice. That'd be really cool if there was like a robot or something, like a bot that did that. Alright. We have a 98, a 33, and a 44. Okay, so 98, 33, a 42, an 82, a 59, a 97, a 52, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need 3 more rolls. And then we'll just, this way I'm not losing track of the rolls. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 79. 2 more. And we're good. 50. 1 more. And we're done. And 28. All right. Let's go ahead and see what we got. Right away, we got a 98. 98 is a magic shop right off the bat. Damn. Okay. And then, let's see. After magic shop, we have a 33. 33 takes us back up here where we have a smithy. Okay. And then 42 gets us a tanner taxidermist. Oh, shit. That might be kind of cool for all the trophy fishes and stuff that they might pick up. Taxidermist. There we go. And let's see. 82 takes us down to rare botanicals. Okay. Alright, and then 59 will be an alchemist, which we already said that the oils and stuff are really good for alchemical agents. So all of these are pretty good. The smithy is definitely an interesting thing since nothing about the town has indicated smithy stuff. The magic shop makes sense because we talked about harvesting from the ruins, not harvesting, but salvaging from the ruins off the coast, like the sunken ruins. So everything here makes sense except the smithy. Though I guess if you are doing, I mean, if you have a town and the town is prosperous and industrious, you're going to need somebody to fix and, you know, make the axes for your lumberjacks and the saws for your lumber mill. So yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense that there would be a pretty successful smithy in the town. Exactly. All right, so let's go down to services. All right, so in services, our first roll is a 59. 59 is a soothsayer. Hey, there's that witch angle I was hoping for. So we got a soothsayer. And then we've got 97. I feel like they keep the spiciest stuff at the high numbers. So 97 is priestly guidance. Okay. But we've already established that the religion is kind of secretive. So I wonder how we're gonna parse that out. A 52 is a club. Entertainment, dramatic or musical performance. That makes sense because they have both a dance hall and a amphitheater. So that checks out. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Where am I getting this extra number from? Oh, I think I counted the 59 twice. Yep, so there wouldn't be a soothsayer. Damn. Okay. Then we would have 28 is a house of leisure. Another entertainment and or relaxation place. Okay. How are people affording all this? Well, I guess if 50% of the population is doing okay, then it's like where I live in real life, where we have a bunch of rich people and barely enough poor people to entertain and sell things to the rich people. So, yeah, I guess I could kind of see that. The wealthy people are just, they have so much wealth and free time because they're abusing the working class. Oof, yeah. Now it's actually making a lot of sense and making me very sad. I guess that's Gothic Horror for you, though. Alright, so 79 is a tavern. Okay, cool. Need a tavern to unwind, drink your fish wine in. And then finally, finishing things up, another club. Alright. This club will be theater-based. And this club will be dancing. Alright. And then I feel like the House of Leisure, still unsure about this one. Maybe they hunt the greatest game, aka man. That'd be a pretty fun House of Leisure. Alright, interesting. Okay. So then we've got quality of any location. We could do that when we flesh them out a little bit more. What kind of hired help? And then let's skip ahead to extra intrigue. All right, so we're gonna want a D8 for the extra intrigue, and another D8 and a D6. So a D8, a D8, and a D6. All right, so the first thing is recent history. This is going to kind of help us determine what's going on in the town. No adventurers. Oh, wow. The town has instituted a no adventurer policy after sustaining one bar fight too many. That's spicy. Okay. And let's see what else we got here. Noteworthy official. Alright, so this noteworthy official is coming in with a D6. Oh, we need another D8. Whoever this official is, they are deeply committed to their job, but we need to figure out what kind of official they are. So we'll wait for that D8 roll. Oh, a 5. Okay. There is a judge. Ooh. I just like the title judge. Maybe it's some Final Fantasy games that have the judges that make me like that so much, but he is a committed judge, and I'm going to say that puts him definitely in a lawful, neutral / evil kind of territory. Like, he definitely is going to follow the law, but he's not afraid to abuse the law either. Yeah, I'm kind of into that. All right. And let's see. We've got the market day, and that's where we'll stop for now. So let's do market day. Oh, for sure. Yeah, the judge definitely wrapped up in all this shit. So market day, we're gonna need a D12, and that's it. That'll be the last roll. Okay. Yes, the judge from season 2 Castlevania. He seemed like a really great guy, but he's actually horrible. I mean, that's kind of the theme of that whole show, but. Which is, according to the Ravenloft book that we checked out during this series, that is kind of the whole point of Gothic Horror, is, like, everything is kind of terrible. It's supposed to be, like, horror that gets inside you and make you feel bad. Which, I mean, definitely that particular character from Castlevania did that for me when they kind of revealed what he was all about. Alright, I'll roll this d12 and finish this up. So, fruits and vegetables have been in easy supply recently, and so are being sold at half the usual price. Okay, alright. Kind of a weak one to end on, but we'll put it in there. And there we go. We have started to develop this very, very interesting town. I think we should continue working on the town next week, and really, I will have 2 towns then to kind of base what I decide to build my adventure series on. Because how I think I'm going to handle Gothic Horror is similar to when I did the Hero Quest series. I'm going to do one Gothic Horror adventure every month. And then each Gothic Horror adventure is going to build off of previous Gothic Horror adventures. So it's going to be telling a story over the course of 12 adventures, essentially 12 one-shot adventures over the course of 2022. We're going to explore the world. Mostly the nation of Vone is where I want to start things out. And so that whole storyline is going to follow adventures taking place in Vone, and then the incursion of these other 4 realms into Vone, and how that's impacting the people and the characters and whatnot. So I'm very, very excited to explore that storytelling. And that's probably what we'll start developing on this stream. I think at a certain point for this world building stream, we will end up just kind of calling it, and we'll say we have built enough world, and I don't know when that number would be. So this would be the 31st session where we sat down and built the world together. I definitely have more I want to do before I call it quits, but it's definitely a series that will have to eventually have an end. Or not. We'll see how it goes. All right. Things that are coming up. 10 days until Extra Life. It's going to be the 6th and 7th of November. 25 hours thanks to time travel. Daylight savings time. We are trying to raise money for Extra Life charity. We have thousands of dollars in prizes to give away from over a dozen amazing sponsors, including D&D Beyond. We're going to be giving prizes away on stream. We're also going to be giving prizes away in our donor raffle, which will take place after the marathon. Every dollar that's donated is a chance to win something in our donor raffle. You donate $15 or more, you get a map pack. It's full of virtual tabletop maps by some of the best tabletop map artists out there, including Zepeku, Heroic Maps, Afternoon Maps, Tom Cardos. So many people are getting involved and helping us out this year. It's overwhelming and flattering and just amazing to have all these awesome people contributing and helping with our Extra Life efforts this year. I hope that you are also able to help us out. You can donate to help the heroes, donate to help the monsters, donate to help spawn more powerful monsters in the dungeon, trigger traps on the heroes, and even put your own monsters into the adventure. So lots and lots of ways to have fun and also donate to help a good cause. So looking forward to that. A lot of our prep for the next 10 days is going to be Extra Life prep, so keep an eye out for potential bonus streams where we just are prepping for Extra Life. All right. So, hey, and there we go. Nightbot threw out the link. Perfect timing. All right. I hope everybody has a great evening, And there will be no stream tomorrow night because I'm signing papers on the house and moving into the house tomorrow night. There will be Rime of the Frost Maiden tomorrow with DM Dom, and I will be in that game. So maybe I'll see you then. Otherwise, I will see you next time.